Hey guys, Rich here. This is Brick Scene. Today we got something quite interesting. It's set number 10277. It's the Crocodile Locomotive. Once again, a big thanks to our friends at Toyco for supplying our sets for a review. We really do appreciate it. Make sure you head in store online if you do want to get this set, because I really don't think it's going to last long. 1,271 pieces. 4 sets of bags, 2 or 3 bags per set of bags if you like. So look, it's not a huge build, but before we get into the review, a quick history lesson on the Crocodile Locomotive itself. They come from Switzerland. They were first ordered in 1917, built between 1919 and 1927. 9 out of 51 total produced survive these today, with 3 still in service. Now, the reason for the shape, the snouts, if you like, or the reason that they're called the alligator locomotive, and the shape is so that they can traverse around mountain terrain, tight corners, all that sort of thing, and hence they were quite powerful for their time with the engine on either side. The Germans had a go at making one as well. They had a slightly flatter snout, flatter and wider snout, so they were called the alligator locomotives. So you learn something every day. Okay, so let's get into it. Look, the first thing that sticks out to me is the stand that they've got this thing sitting on. I really like what they've done there. It's a sort of plinth style stand with the plaque there showing the information about the locomotive itself. They're not using the normal train tracks that come with these usual train sets, if you like, that you're actually building the single tracks with those plates in the middle to represent the sleepers. And of course the only studs really showing, so if you look at the whole model, there's not that many studs showing. So really it's only those plates at the bottom simulating the stones under the tracks there. I really like that. So coming up into the model, the colour scheme, the brown, I don't mind that at all. I think that's it shows that the train's got a bit of age to it. Looking at the parts, I can't see any parts in there that are really specific in this colour. You should be able to change the colour if you wanted to. It would be fairly easy set to recolour. But again, notice that there's just no studs anywhere. They've smoothed off every surface, and it's a really nice display piece. So coming in a bit closer here, you can really see that nose, that long shape that they've got out the front there, the front and the rear engines. It's really nice, and it just sticks out to me, all the little minor details that they've got in there, right down to the little sausages that they're using right and at the buffers there. I think it's just a really nice touch. Very well done. Very well done. Now the build itself, it's not too difficult, despite the 18+ tag on the box. I didn't find it too difficult. There's some sideways building in through here, a couple of sort of fiddly bits, if you like, to put together. So in the cab section, you've got room for your 2 crew, your 2 engineers. You've also got the pantographs and the transformer in the middle there, and the simulation of those wires across the top. I think it's really nicely done. I like those rails next to the steps coming down over the wheels there. It's just really nice. Note, all the tiles on this are printed. The only sticker is for the plaque itself. So everything else on here is actually printed. But look, it's a really nice looking cab, and again, just a really nice looking thing. We'll take a look inside as well. So you can see inside there, the driver compartment, you've got the steering wheel, you've got the a couple of little sort of dials and bits and pieces as well. It's quite cool. Little toolbox as well, and the spanner that come with the minifigs, which we'll get onto in a bit. Look, I must admit that I'm not much of a train nut myself, but I do really like some of the details that they've got on here. I think they've just done this really nicely, all the way down there, the bottom, just look, a couple of little sort of printed parts, obviously to give a little bit more detail, but it's just a really nice looking model, and I actually look forward to seeing some more trains getting done in this sort of style. They obviously hook up and go onto the normal tracks. They can be connected to any other sort of set of carriages that you have with any other set, and of course you can actually power this one as well. I don't have any power functions, I must admit, but it's got the instructions in the manual to show you how to take it apart and add some power functions to it. There's that plaque down there that just gives some basic information on the locomotive itself. I think it's an interesting touch. Like I say, that's the only sticker that they put on it, but I like it. I think it's really cool. So if we just take the train off the tracks itself, you can see how that works. They've got a couple of extra little bricks in there just to hold the train in place so it doesn't roll off either side. But look, they obviously easily taken out and you can have it roll around if you really want. But this is specifically a stand. You could probably connect it onto some tracks on either end if you really wanted to have this as part of the setup. But I think it's primarily just a stand for this. Like I say though, that train can quite easily be taken off and run on any Lego track. So look, overall this is a great looking model. I'm not into trains by any stretch of the imagination, but I think this is a fantastic looking Lego set. The fact that they've got barely any studs showing at all on the model itself, and by leaving the studs, you know, down underneath the tracks there, it does give that effect, you know, of it being the stones underneath the tracks. I think it's just really, really well done. I really, really like it. The brown, like I said as well, I have no problems with the brown. It sort of gives the train a bit of age. I mean, we're talking 100 years ago it was designed and put into service. But I think they've done really, really well. So with this train being more of a model than a play set, there's no real play features as such. Of course, there's the power functions which will drive it forward and backwards. At the time of this review, my understanding is that the app is not available, or you know, the particular app for this is not available yet. So I'm not too sure what's going on there. But look, this is the only real sort of thing. It sort of couples together with those little you know, ball joint hinges there. So with this set you get 2 minifigs. Look, they're pretty much identical apart from the heads and the hair pieces or the hats. One male obviously and one female. Look, they're nice little sort of minifigs to have. They don't actually fit anywhere on the stand as such. You know, with the UCS Star Wars sets, you normally have a little bit to attach the minifigs to. I can't see anywhere on this set to attach them like that. But look, they also have those seats in the center compartment, so they can just sit in there. Nice little minifigs though. You know, nice little prints on the torsos there. No printing on the legs at all. Both only got single faces. There's no two-sided faces on them. So what you see is what you get. And there's the back of that torso there. Just a couple of creases in the jacket. Nothing spectacular. The overall build was enjoyable. It didn't take too long to put together, maybe 2.5 hours I think it took me. I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed putting this train together. I didn't feel that I was doing too many repetitive tasks in there. I enjoyed how it came together, and like I say, how they managed to get that smooth surface pretty much over the whole thing. This is really, really going to appeal to some of those adult model collectors, adult Lego collectors, and of course the train collectors. I think this is the start of something pretty cool, and hopefully we'll get some more famous locomotives in the future from Lego in this style. So in conclusion, I think this is the start of something quite special for Lego. This is going to appeal to obviously the train collectors. It's going to appeal to the adult market, the adult AFOL model builders. It's a really, really nice display piece. Look, I think at that sort of money as well, 190 New Zealand dollars, I think they'll fly off the shelves. I think they'll be gone very, very quickly. The fact that you can take it off, put some power functions in it, and take it onto any sort of play track, I think is great as well. But I do think that a lot of these will just be sitting on shelves as a display piece, which is kind of, I guess, what it was intended to be when it was put on the sort of plinth style stand. The only thing that sort of bugged me a little bit about the build, and it's not even a biggie, was the instruction booklet. It's black, and the brown on the black made me sort of look a little bit closer at the instructions every now and again. That's the only sort of negative, but otherwise a really, really enjoyable build. If you enjoy building trains, you're going to enjoy building this. There was a couple of nice techniques in here. Nothing too special, I must say. I can't really sort of go back and say, oh, that was a really clever use of parts or anything like that. But the overall finished product, I think, is a great looking model. So look, once again, big thanks to Toyco. Really appreciate it as always. Make sure you check them out if you are thinking of buying this. We'll see you on the next one. Thank you. Cheers.